So you're new to camping and you don't want to spend loads of money buying new gear. Today we take a closer look at how you can camp on a low budget. What's up you guys, Jason here again and welcome to this video. This week I'm going to be doing something a little different and hopefully this answers a few questions or at least inspires you to get out into the outdoors. The reason for this video is because of an email sent to me by a subscriber, and in his mail he says that he's never been camping before, he doesn't want to spend too much money buying new gear, and what sort of advice can I give him? So Michael, if you are watching, thank you very much for the email and the awesome comments. I've been thinking about his question for a while and I figured why not make a low budget camping video but challenge myself to not use any of my camping equipment at all, only what I have lying about the flat and what's in my kitchen cupboards, with the exception of my stretcher and a small ground sheet. So that said, I think this is going to be quite an interesting video. I'm super excited about it. And of course, as we go, I will show you what I have. But at this stage, first things first, let's head off to the shops. Let's go buy some low budget food for our camp. Alright, so before we head off to the shops, just a couple of things to consider. Firstly, the location of your campsite. Obviously, the further away it is, the higher the cost in getting there. Secondly, all campsites, they do charge for overnighters, so you might want to have a look at their pricing first before you make your booking. Also, it's a good idea to take with your own wood. Most campsites, they do sell wood on site, but at a higher cost. And then finally, if you are going to a campsite, most campsites do charge an additional fee if you're looking for a power point. So these are just some things to consider before actually heading out on your camping adventure. Planning your food for a camping trip doesn't have to be stressful or expensive. Morning. Can I just do 3 long rolls and 1 round roll, please? Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Remember, keep it simple. Stick to the basics, buy only what you need and you'll easily keep the cost down but still have a great camp. Alright, so there we go, 77.46, and we have the beginnings of what are going to be 2 awesome camp meals. Also remember, your taste on food may vary according to mine. I'm not saying this is what you should buy, I'm simply saying there is a way to have a great camping experience without having to break the bank. So I left home about 30 minutes ago. Tonight I'm out in the Melkbosstrand area and I'm staying at a spot called Skip Holiday Resort, and just by what I've seen on the website and the reviews, it looks like a pretty stunning place and I'm quite excited to check it out. But anyway, I'm just outside reception, so I need to quickly just go inside, sign in and then find out where my campsite is. So I will catch up with you guys again later. It will be under the surname Kemm, K-E-M-M.
Okay.
But I still need to pay though, huh?
Yes, I've got everything here.
Okay, and then this I need to sign.
Okay.
No, you don't need to sign that, that's yours, this is mine.
Oh, okay.
You will sign mine.
Sign this one?
Yes.
Okay. Alright, so I arrived safely, albeit only 35 minutes from home, and thus far what I have seen, it looks like a pretty stunning resort. It obviously is a big holiday resort, but I've got to remind myself I'm not here for the resort. There is a reason to this video. But a very nice lady who met me at reception. She was also kind enough to move me to what I think is a better site. They've moved me from 33 just down there to this one. This is W31, and just behind the camera there's a nice little cove between the trees, very sheltered. So of course that's where I'm going to set up camp. I do have a water point, I've got a braai facility, I've got a power point, and I think the closest neighbors are maybe 10-12 sites down. So I'm completely and utterly on my own, very private, very isolated, and of course very sheltered, not a breath of wind. So I'm looking forward to this one, but it is still a bit early, so I'm not going to set up camp just yet. I think I'm just going to have a walk around, see what the place has to offer, and then I'll get cracking on camp a little bit later. I do have a bracelet. This basically just helps security identify that I am a paying resident. So with this bracelet I can of course go off property, I can take a walk down to the beach, I can use the pool facility, and of course it will give me access back into the resort. But anyway, let's settle in and let's get this video underway. Okay, so like I said in the intro, the theme for this week's video is budget camping, and the idea obviously is to show you that you can use whatever you have lying around the house and still have an awesome camping experience. And of course, as you can see, I have challenged myself to use none of my camping gear, with the exception of the stretcher, a small ground sheet, obviously my headlamp I need to film tonight, and then a first aid kit, although that is something that you should have in your gear anyway. But this is all that I've brought with me, so let me quickly run through it with you. Of course I always bring my own water. This is just 5 liters. Spatula. In fact, this little box is pretty much all that I need. I've got a little bug candle because I suspect there might be some mosquitoes tonight. I've got a cheap little canteen. This is just to put on the coals, boil some water, make my coffee. Some more very important bug spray. A tiny little pan. This is what I'm going to use tomorrow morning to fry my egg. This I actually picked up many years ago from the Crazy store. So I don't think it's going to last very well in the coals, but hey, at least I'll get an egg out of it. Scrubby, obviously to do my dishes. Small Tupperware containers just with some sugar and coffee for tomorrow morning and maybe this evening. A little bit of rope just to make my shelter later. Box of matches, obviously to light the fire. Teaspoon to stir my coffee. A little pocket knife, which always comes in handy. Of course, very important, toilet paper. A coffee mug. A dishcloth, and remember this is all from my kitchen. In here I just got some spare clothes, nose spray, and my antacid tablets. That's what's in that box. Over here, obviously my camera equipment. Those are just spare batteries. This is my little first aid kit. In here I have a scissors, a tick remover, some headache tablets, antacid tablets, emergency space blanket, emergency poncho, little bandage, fire gauze, and some odds and ends. So that's my little first aid kit. This is the ground sheet that I'm going to be using. And for shelter tonight, this is the big one. For shelter tonight, I'm using a shower curtain. You don't need expensive tops. This is about maybe a 15th of the price of a 3x3 meter utility top, and this is just a basic cheap shower curtain. So we'll be erecting that a little bit later. And then of course I've got my spare Camry and my power bank. That's that. Food wise, for breakfast tomorrow I'm going to be doing an egg bun. Tonight I'm going to be doing some hot dogs. And remember when I went to the shops, the deli, they weren't selling loose Viennas, so I had to buy a pack, which is perfectly fine. I took out my 4, the rest I froze, so it's not going to waste, and I can simply use that again on another camp. Just some biscuits for treats, condiments that I picked up from McDonald's. So for tonight, this is just some salt and some ketchup. And then of course, in my little food container here, I have my orange juice, but remember, you don't have to buy expensive orange juice. You can buy those little packets of cool drink mix. This is my egg for tomorrow morning. A little bit of milk for my coffee, that's long life milk. My Viennas for tonight and tomorrow morning. And a little bit of butter for the pan just to fry my egg. And then in here, I've just got 2 warm tops. Box over here on the ground, I've just got some fire lighters for tonight and for tomorrow morning, and I brought with my own wood. And that is it. Everything you see, this is what I've brought with me, and absolutely everything with the exception of 4 items is what I've found lying around the flat and what I've dug out of my kitchen cupboards. It is that simple. In terms of shelter, I'm just going to run a ridge line from that little branch over there straight across. I'm just going to put the shower curtain above me, and I'm going to sleep on the stretcher right underneath. No rain predicted, so I'm not worried about getting wet. The only reason for the shower curtain is just to prevent dew. The other thing that I haven't showed you is my bedding that's actually still on the back seat. It's just a small wooden blanket just to lay on, and then I've got a duvet that I'm going to wrap myself in with a little fluffy pillow. That is it. That's absolutely everything that I have with me. So I think at this stage right now, maybe a good idea just to set up the shelter and start thinking about getting camp ready. All right, so there we go. Camp is set up. As you can see, I've just got the stretcher sitting on a small ground sheet, and then I've got the shower curtain suspended above on a ridge line. I've just literally taken the ends out with some rope and then secured them to bricks. But that's it. Pretty straightforward, pretty simple, nice and sheltered between the trees, and I think tonight it's going to be a great evening. Fire is going quite nicely. Bugs are out, not too bad, but there are a few mosquitoes about, so I've put on the bug spray, and the smoke does seem to be helping quite a bit. But in the meantime, check this out. This is a gift that was sent to me by a small business based in Cape Town called Cadence Gift and Print. The lady's name is Janine. Super sweet of her. She actually sent me a set of 4, 2 of which I gave to my mom and dad. But you can actually see up here the battle scars of the daily use. So Janine, again, thank you very much for the gift. Super sweet of you, but you can see that I do use your mugs every single day. Absolutely love it. But anyway, I will leave a link to her business down below in the description. If you want to learn more, click on the link and check it out. Especially in today's times, it's always a good idea to support small local businesses. Never underestimate the simple meals. Quite often they turn out being the best. All right, time for a nice cup of coffee, and I'm just using a very cheap little canteen that I picked up. And I'm literally just going to put it straight on the coals and boil my water. Okay, stick it over there. And then in the meantime, let's prep the coffee. Remember, this is all about budget camping. Stuff that you have lying around the house, and anything and everything that you can just grab straight out of the kitchen cupboard. Keep it simple, keep it sweet, and you'll still have an awesome camping experience. And a little more for good luck. Boom. Remember guys, I'm not suggesting that you sleep under a shower curtain. I'm just showing you that it is possible. And the thing about camping, it's the experience. It's about being outside, sitting next to an awesome fire, eating good food, listening to nature. It's an awesome experience, and if you haven't done it yet, it's something that you have to try at least once. But there are many ways to get around it in terms of costs. Marketplace on Facebook, Gumtree, Amazon, you can pick up bargains and deals on all sorts of camping equipment. So there are very cheap entry-level tents out there, 1 and 2 man tents. There's cheap sleeping bags that you can buy. I would suggest maybe your first time, if you want to try it out, borrow some equipment, get out there, go with a friend, see what it's about, experience it, and then decide if this is something that you want to do or not. And of course, if it is something that you want to do, then yes, by all means, go ahead and start investing in buying gear. But like I said earlier, if you haven't done it yet, it's something you simply have to try. Bush TV, and this is an awesome episode. Alright, there we go. Dinner is done. Coffee was awesome. I've just cleaned everything and packed everything away. Bed's made, and I think what I'm going to do now is just chill by the fire, enjoy the moment for a bit longer, eventually jump into bed, probably watch a movie, maybe catch up on some YouTube. But unless anything exciting happens tonight, I'm going to say good night, and I will see you again in the morning. Cheers guys, good night. Morning guys. For a budget camp, I had what I would consider a $1 million night. I was lying here looking up at the stars the whole night. I also heard the waves crashing up on the beach. The beach is just here behind me, and it was absolutely awesome. I slept really well. I think I woke up just after 1, had a pee, got back into bed. Got a bit chilly at one stage, but nothing too serious. Slipped on a pair of socks, put my hoodie over, and I was perfectly fine. The time is now just before 7. It's just before 7, and I think what I need to do now is just get up, get that fire going, get some coals, and get breakfast going. But other than that, for a night's sleep, if I could rate it out of 10, I would give it about an 8. Good night's sleep. Even in such a small pan, I managed to flip the egg. Let's just hope that, come on. Alright, so there's one sausage gone. Ooh. But that's okay. Nothing that a little bit of water can't fix. Alright, so there we go. There's my breakfast bun, fried Vienna and egg. Yum. That bun was super awesome. I'm just sorry I didn't do two, but while I'm waiting for the water to boil, just a few tips. Whether you are wild camping or camping like me at a campsite, it's always important to be responsible. This morning I took all my dead coals, I scraped it up in the canteen and I threw it in the little braai just behind the camera. And when this is finished, I'll make sure that the coals are properly dead, and then I'll bury them and basically leave the site exactly like I found it, no trace. So as a camper, it's important to be responsible and respectful, not only to the facility but also to the next person who's going to come and enjoy the site. So stick to those little basic tips and we can all have a great time. Oh, yeah. Okay, so breakfast is in, coffee is in, dishes are cleaned. It's now time to break camp, start packing everything up and heading home. But I have to say this was an awesome campsite. I really enjoyed the site and she served me well. And I hope to come back soon, and I hope to spend some more time and explore everything that this resort has to offer. All packed up and ready to go. I just made sure to leave the campsite exactly like I found it, and from here it's about 30-35 minute drive home. All right, so there we go, safely home and challenge complete. And I have to say, I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was an awesome camp. If you are new to camping, maybe this video inspires you to get out there and try it at least once, and who knows, maybe you love it. If you're a seasoned camper, maybe this video encourages you to step out of your comfort zone, rough it up, and try something completely different. But either way, thanks for watching. Please support the channel by smashing the like button. Also, don't forget to subscribe. Any comments, any questions, please leave those down below. But other than that, I will catch you again next week when I head out with my hammock for another camping adventure. So until then, cheers and bye.